anyone with a crappy old laptop can run Metas Llama3 locally and for free. This is especially interesting for us non-US citizens who are not allowed to enter Meta-AI's webpage at all. Let me show you how and what the limitations are. One of many platforms supporting Llama 3 is Ollama. How do we install Ollama on Linux, Windows, and Mac? So for the installation, go to this URL. I will put it down in the description. So here on GitHub, Ollama, we can check in the README file. Here we have a package to download for Mac. We have a package for Windows Preview to download to install it on a Windows machine. And finally, for us Linux users, we can copy down an install script directly to our laptop and then read it first. Run this install script. There is also a second, more manual way to install it, but I'll let you read that for yourself. Now, the best of this install way is that when it's time to upgrade to a newer version of Ollama, we run exactly the same command once again, and we have a new updated version. How do we actually download a model? We're using Ollama, and then we pull these models from some repo. In this case, I will use Llama 3, and then the tag. So, Ollama pull Llama 3, 8b. Now, I do have this one already downloaded, so it's just checking if it needs some kind of update. And it shouldn't be. Otherwise, these models are a bit large. The sizes are listed in the text. And as you can see, we're done now. Otherwise, a download of a 70B model takes a bit of time. So take your time to download model. You also need some disks for it. So, how do we use Ollama to utilize the models that we have pulled? There are 3 ways to use Ollama. The first one, we enter Ollama and press return, and then we enter into a chat together with the specific model that is active. Another way is to write Ollama run, giving the model and the tag, and then just specify the prompt on one single line on the terminal prompt. That is quite an efficient way to use Ollama. And the third way is to call a web server. Web server running locally on your machine. I am going to use this method quite often in the rest of this video because I think it's quite a nifty thing to just use curl with parameters and prompts to call using an OpenAI style syntax that I've been using quite a lot. I will continue using this curl method. What will be your preferred method? So now that I have all 3 models downloaded and ready to go, I will start evaluating them. And the first thing I will look into is, will a specific question get a good enough answer? This is a judgment call, so there is no really yes and no to this question. It is more, is this answer usable for me So in the first run, we will test out Llama 2, 7B, Gemma, 7B, and Llama 3, 8B. I will just show how to run one of them, because they all do look the same. I just change the model name in the data text, which is actually a JSON format. And to speed things up, my conclusion is that all three models provide okay responses, so all of them can be used for my purposes. Now that we know that all models work, it's time to look at execution time. Now, the task that I am given it is a text transformation task. It's about 1,500 words, which should translate into about 2,000 tokens. And 2,000 tokens should be half the memory width of these models. That should give enough space to answer back. And to check the time of how long this execution takes, I use the Linux command time. So let's try it out for Llama 2 7B. And do note that all processes, all cores on my 8-core machine is working quite hard with this one. Sometimes they're all at 100%. Now, to spare you some time, I have run all three of these models and made a diagram of it. And as we can see, they all come in around 7.5 minutes. And this is using the 7 billion parameter models. It's Llama 2 for the longest, Gemma for the fastest, and Llama 3 on the 8 billion model. It's somewhere in the middle, quite around 730. And now, what is the execution time of the 70 billion parameter models? Let's try out running the Llama 3 70B with the Linux command time this time as well. And to spare you some time, it all takes place in 3 hours. Now, again, I'm running this using a Dell XPS-13 9370 from 2018, and that is without any external graphics card. So maybe it isn't strange that this takes quite a long time, 3 hours. Now, is 3 hours too long for one question to an LLM? I say yes. And no. Let me explain. If I'm just testing out something or doing a step in a workflow, no, then 3 hours is way too long. But if I have nailed down a task that is dialed in and can be run the last thing I do in a day, it will have its run and then shut down the laptop when it's ready. And I can look in the result in the morning. Yeah, sure, that could be okay. But I don't have that kind of task right now, so we'll see it when it happens. Okay, so if we can get an okay answer in 7.5 minutes for free, how do we compare that against the increased speed of using ChatGPT? It takes about 15 seconds to get one of these answers, and the cost is about 10 cents a question. I think this is a case-by-case thing. For me, I can wait 7.5 minutes for this generation to happen, and also stop paying OpenAI for it. That's a good thing. I can, however, not wait 3 hours for it. So how long will this take on your laptop? And how long is your too long? So I really think I will start using Llama 3 locally on my laptop. But when I do that, I would like to have it included into the OI platform. The OI platform is using OpenAI today, and it's using the web interface. That's why it's very good that Ollama has got the same interface. I want to have it inside UI, just because I have that integrated already into the workflow I'm sporting right now. So this will probably be the next video in this series. So click the suggested, and I will see you in there in just a second.